Unlawful land property ownership by Diocese of Mangalore Bishop institutions. The Diocese of Mangalore Bishop governs hundreds of Catholic church, education, health, welfare institutions in Dakshina Kannada district, especially in Mangalore Taluk. Appointed directly by the Roman Catholic Vatican Pope and under his leadership, command and directives, the bishop becomes the ex officio president, chairman or the head of all Catholic diocese religious institutions in Mangalore assigned by the Pope. Due to the bishop position, he obtains full control over the diocese land asset, property deals, business transactions, revenue and conducts all its financial affairs which are valued around hundreds of thousands and crores of rupees. Hereby we show the images of some of the diocese church, education, business, welfare, etc. institutions. You can find more details about them in the Diocese of Mangalore institutions annually published directory books, also in their website www.dioceseofmangalore.com. Since the past few years, we have obtained hundreds of documents of this Diocese of Mangalore institution with the help of Right to Information Act 2005. All of it clearly shows that the Mangalore Diocese and most Catholic institutions under it, governed by the Bishop, never been registered according to our Indian Public Trust Society Registration Act. Therefore, they are entirely unlawful under the Indian Constitution and its laws. In this regard, hereby we present 10 main points containing the most important RTI certified documental record evidences to prove our above claim. It has been selected from hundreds of such document files in our possession. If necessary, we will give more details of each of these institutions in our future publications. Point number 1. In all Dakshina Kannada government department offices, there are absolutely no trust or society registration documents or its number or at least the symbol R to indicate the organization of Diocese of Mangalore has been duly registered. Such dubious, hiding in plain sight display can be witnessed throughout thousands of their land transfer, revenue, conversion, declaration, division, lease, sales, rent, etc. documents submitted and issued in the name of Diocese of Mangalore represented by the Bishop or his power of attorneys. One can find all these document files available in the government offices of Dakshina Kannada Deputy Society Registrar, Sub-Registrar, Tahsildar, Revenue or any government departments. It shows their massive fraud, cheating, criminal deception with total disregard to our government and the public. More details of the subject matter continued in the point number 9 below. Point number 2. In the Society Registration Renewal Index Book pages of Dakshina Kannada District Deputy Registrar Office, there is no registration record in the name of Diocese of Mangalore and most of the institutions under it. Hereby shown the index book main pages starting from the year 2017 up to the month of August 2021. Point number 3. The Dakshina Kannada District Deputy Society Registrar in his RTA reply has informed us the very serious matter that the Diocese of Mangalore's name has never been registered in their office. The copy of the letter shown before you. Point number 4. The Under Secretary of the Karnataka Government Ministry Department in a reply letter informed us that the Catholic institutions of the Mangalore Diocese have not been registered under the Karnataka Societies Act 1960. This strongly confirms the Dakshina Kannada Deputy Society Registrar's reply on this matter shown on the screen before you. Point number 5. According to the RTA reply of the Income Tax Department officers of the Dakshina Kannada district, they don't find any society registration documents of the Diocese of Mangalore in any of their department offices. The RTA reply letter from the department shown on the screen before you. All of it strongly suggests that there are no society registration documents of the Catholic religious institutions under the Diocese of Mangalore in the tax department, even though they receive huge sums of income tax exemption in the name of charity. Point number 6. The most prestigious and wealthy Catholic churches in Mangalore under the bishop, namely Milagres, Rosario, Valencia, Jeppu, Bendur, Urva, Bondel and Kasha, have not been registered in the Dakshina Kannada Deputy Registrar's Office. This RTA reply given to us by the Deputy Society Registrar when asked for the information in a RTA application. The land, property, assets and finances of each of these churches could exceed 1,000 crore rupees. Its RTA reply letter shown on the screen in front of you. Point number 7. In order to escape from the Indian constitutional laws and to elude from the watching eyes of the supervising government officers, the diocese bishops have formed some namesake registered societies as a disguise to conceal their unregistered church, education, welfare, etc. institutions. The first among them is named Parish Union of Diocese of Mangalore. The bishop remains as its ex officio president. He uses his society name and registration number to obtain government endowment, building renovations, grants, income tax exemption and all kinds of benefit from the department for all his unregistered Catholic church institutions. The bishops rules all of them basically according to the Vatican's canon law, which is a complete travesty of the Indian Public Trust Society registration rules, regulation and laws. It won't be wrong to call them a forgery, bogus, fake societies with full of deceit, fraud, hiding in a plain sight. Similarly, the bishop as the ex officio president uses the registration number and name of Catholic Board of Education to obtain hundreds of crores of rupees government grants, aid and other facilities to all diocese unregistered schools, PU colleges, universities, etc. educational institutions. The famous Father Muller's Catholic Charity Institution is one among them. The bishop, who is mainly appointed by the Vatican Pope, selects all members of these Indian registered societies, including every one of its office bearers. We believe this amounts to a dreadful treason, deceit and insult to the public trust society registration laws under the Indian Constitution. Point number 8. St. Joseph Asylum Industrial Workshops, Jeppu, Mangalore, a society registered in the year 1970 by the diocese bishop as its president, reveals the most disgusting society registration violation case that has been perpetrated by the diocese. After the society registration, the Mangalore bishop transferred around 17 acres of land in the St. Joseph Workshops name in the year 1973. Thereafter, from the year 1976, he completely stopped continuing its annual society registration renewal. Therefore, now since more than the past 40 years, This society has become absolutely defunct according to the Society Registration Act of the Indian government. This above RTA information was given to us by the Dakshina Kannada Deputy Society Registrar in his RTA reply letter along with a copy of Registration Renewal Index book related pages. The most explosive fact of this case is, in all these past 40 years, the Diocese Bishop continues to run business transactions, land transfers, sales, lease, property worth in crores of rupees. All of it done in the name of registration number of this defunct society without any fear of law or its consequences. The most important RTI certified record document evidences of this case shown on the screen in front of you. Point number 9. The Diocese of Mangalore institutions headed by the Bishop have filed several land eviction court cases against many of their Kyalgeni, Mulgeni, lease, rent, contract residents or tenants and always succeeded in winning them. To accomplish this task, the Diocese surreptitiously have filed papers in its unregistered institution's name before the courts to make the court and the opposite parties to believe that they are bona fide, legitimate charity institutions under Indian Constitution and laws. This false pretense, deception, breach of trust to the court and public enabled them to win almost all those cases. This includes the Mangalore famous Hotel Moti Mahal headed by the eminent businessman A.J. Sethi, who also became the unsuspecting victim of the Mangalore Diocese Institution's Society Registration Deception Scam. In this regard, we ask all those unmarried tenants who reside in Bishop Charity Institution's land property in Mangalore to check their documents, records, rent and other payment receipts issued by the Diocese institutions. The land properties that you reside in as a tenant under the Diocese of Mangalore institution are not being registered, so that they don't have any legal right and validity to make any such transactions under the Indian Constitution and its laws. While the Bishop and his authorities teach others the lesson on the Indian Constitution for the people to follow, they themselves throw all of it in the air in complete disregard. Our information on this matter can genuinely help all those bishops' tenants who are trying to negotiate their land dispute case in their favor. If not, it is definitely possible to defeat the diocese institutions in the court of law this time. For the tenants to earn its real benefits, they should challenge the bishops' institutions face to face and in the courts on the basis that these institutions have not been registered according to the law, therefore unlawful, and have no constitutional validity, legal rights to file a case against them in the courts. Point number 10. In the Attawar village, Mangalore Taluk Revenue Patta account number 56, the Mangalore Diocese Bishop had around 100 acres of land during the pre-independence years. After the independence, the Bishop gradually divided, transferred, leased, sold substantial part of this land to earn huge sums of unaccounted revenue. The tenants who were not able to pay the huge sums demanded by the bishop have been mercilessly evicted, making their families homeless, even though these institutions have not registered, so have no government recognition and the legitimacy under the Indian Constitution and law. The bizarre irony of this case is that the Patta 56 land in Attawar village has no title deed, which means there is no document that tells us when, where and how did the bishop acquire this plot of land and from whom. This information was given to us by the sub-registrar in the RTA reply letters. Also, there is a RTA reply from the Tahsildar suggesting the same. You can see those RTA reply letter on the screen before you. However, the primary or the most important matter of this report is that the Diocese of Mangalore Bishops' institutions have not been registered under the Public Trust Society Registration Act of the Indian Constitution. According to all certified record document evidences presented so far before you, proves that the institution under Diocese of Mangalore headed by the Bishop functions in total defiance of our Indian Constitution and chooses to basically follow the Vatican's canon law. They argue that the Article 29 and 30 of Indian Constitution provide the legal validity to their canon law, which is a utterly shallow argument on their defense. In fact, the constitutional high courts like Bombay and especially the Kerala High Court judgments make it very clear in several of its judgments that the Vatican's canon law are unlawful, which has no legal validation or sanction under the Indian Constitution and the law. The name and web links of the Roman Catholic hierarchy canon laws and especially the most important Bombay and Kerala High Court judgment names, headings and reports with its web links shown on the screen before you. As per the democratic constitution of India, any non-governmental organizations, institutions like religion, education, charity, welfare, etc., in order to obtain the government recognition or approval, should register under the Public Trust Society Registration Act. Any institution which has not been registered have no legal right to engage in any financial transactions, business dealings or to file court cases. Doing so can be a very serious offence under the law. The main reason for the bishops' Catholic institutions to easily get away from the law enforcement is the great reverence, admiration, conviction and blind faith that the society, public and the community place on the church authorities. Even their opponents have fallen victim to this blind faith. The government authorities believe that the church institutions are legitimate bona fide organizations with their good faith, thus approve all their property related applications documents without any doubt or suspicion. Many of our audiences may be thinking how really the government officers approve all those diocese institutions applications if those don't have appropriate government registration document or certificates. This happens because the law that applies to the common people does not apply to the diocese bishop. Just go and find it out yourself in the government offices, lawyers' offices or even in the banks. We will show you how. The Catholic laity people who have fallen victims to the injustices of church authorities, those who protest and try to expose their illegal functioning, wrongdoing and corruption are immediately get isolated, branded and victimized by the authorities. It is extremely difficult to fight against their wrongdoing effectively and impossible for the common people to defeat them in the courts against their money power. In order to fight them back successfully, we need every kind of support of all community, their leaders and public irrespective of our various faith and other differences. In this connection, we request you to forward this post, share this YouTube video among your friends and contact all over the social media. Also, please press the like button. In our coming publications, we will be taking the very serious society registration violation of some of the prestigious Diocese Catholic Church institutions in Mangalore. such as Milagris, Rosario, Valencia, Jeppu, Bendur in our future webinar one by one. People who have fallen victims to the injustices of Mangalore Catholic Diocese institutions, those who like to join our struggle, or anyone who are interested in getting the evidential record documents of the Bishop's unlawful unconstitutional administration of the Catholic Diocese of Mangalore can contact us in the following addresses: Vallabh, St. Joseph Asylum Natives and Associates, Jeppu Compound, Mangalore.